Hi, I'm Jake. This is my colleague Kyle. Today we will be focusing on the game of snooker.
Snooker is a sport that was developed in India by Sir Neville Chamberlain while he was serving in the army in 1875. The name snooker came from the comment made by his friend calling him a real snooker while they were playing, and the name stuck. Snooker is made up of a 12 by 6 foot table with a green cloth and 6 pockets. There are 15 red balls, a white, a yellow, a green, a brown, a blue, a pink and a black. The scoring system is easier to understand. 1 point for a red, 2 for a yellow, 3 for a green, and so on, up until 7 with a black. If you commit a foul by not hitting a ball with the white, your opponent gets 4 points. If you hit blue, pink or black instead of a red, your opponent gains the point for that colour. If your opponent is snookered and commits a foul, but covered the reds, then this is given as a free ball. We sent Jake to Swinton Leisure Centre to meet Greg Davis, who has spent most of his life playing and coaching snooker all over the world.
I've been playing since I was 12, so I'm 81 now, and I'm still playing in the North Manchester Snooker League. I play at mine 7, and so invariably each week I'm getting a 20 start. So I've been coaching now about 45 years. I've been national coach for 4 different countries outside of Italy. And I had a good life, really, teaching and enjoying it, and giving everybody else the pleasure of my knowledge. And I think that has been rewarded in the new bookings that I've had to go to far places, China and Hong Kong, Malaysia, Borneo, down to Australia, Sydney in Australia, over to Philadelphia in America, down to South Africa. So I think covering the whole of Europe was something special. Because during that period of time, I was learning the language as I'm going. You know, I spoke French before I went, and by the time I finished, I speak 6 languages. You know, but my home language is Welsh. So I think maybe the culture that I come from has enabled me to learn the languages, which has helped me to produce the snooker teachings throughout Europe and the Far East. So yes, I've been all the time involved in snooker.
So would you say that, just going on to like saying you're from China, would you say that snooker has become, in fact, more of a job for you because you've learned so much as well as being teaching people?
It's been a pleasurable job. It's been a job that has enabled me to enjoy, even to my latter life, from my early days. You know, as a schoolboy, I attended a grammar school in Midlands, and then I went to Aberystwyth University, and then I did 2 years then, national service, before coming back and getting myself a job as a technician for a company. I had the opportunity in my early days to referee a match that I went to watch with a friend. And they said, "Does anybody know anything about refereeing? Can somebody referee this match?" And it was a money match. And at that time it was Kirk Stevens was playing David Taylor at Potters in Salford. And Jeff Lomas, who was the owner of that, he said to me, "Will you do it registered?" I came to watch, really. So he said, "Well, you can watch while you're refereeing." And that was my venture into refereeing. I liked it so much that I applied to become a referee. I became a grade 4 referee and on to class 1 referee. I'm still refereeing a little bit, not too much. But I went to Europe on holiday, and when I was there was a snooker match in Deauville, and I went to watch it. Once again, there was three. So I said I would do it, and because I spoke French, I was given the scores in French and English. Right? So it was, that made me popular over there. And gradually I said, well, can you teach? Can you play? Can you teach? So you only teach what you know.
Do you think the safety aspect of it will ever die out because we've got so many players?
No, I think snooker is a spin-off of billiards and the old pool pyramid game.
Yeah.
The pyramid game was 15 reds,
along
with just the white ball. And the idea was whoever potted the most reds, there were 12. And then you had the pool game, which was mainly colours. And then somebody in India, I think it was Chamberlain.
Sir Neville Chamberlain. Yeah.
I think it was Chamberlain who decided that he'd put a colour in there.
Yeah.
But there was a game called Blackpool as well.
Yeah.
Right, which there was 14 reds and the black ball.
Yeah.
And the black ball went in something similar now to pool as we know it. Right, so where you have the diamond shape, right, and you put the number 8 ball in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. So although you've got different colours, red and yellow shape, in setting the triangle up, you set it up, and then you put the black in afterwards. You know? So if you could have cast your mind back to that era, and you saw them playing then, and then they thought to themselves, well, why don't we mix them up?
Yeah.
Because there was a purple ball there as well.
Was there?
Yeah.
Really? What was that for?
That was pool.
Oh.
Golden pool ball.
Yeah.
So that, and snooker pool meant that all the colours were different placed on the table. Not forgetting, they were not known as snooker ball, snooker tables then.
No.
They were billiard tables.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and they had pocket plates sat on the top, brass pocket plates.
Yeah.
And some of them used to come decorated like a square brass. You know, and on the pockets and the leathers and that would be covered up. But the fancy bits there and the legs were all ornate and carved. And the more carved it was, the more expensive the table was. You know, and the mahogany used to come from India and over the Far East, as well as Canada.
So, you know when you said like it began from billiards?
Yes.
But how is it that the English know in billiards as English pool and the American know billiards? How does that happen? I mean,
well, I think at the end of the day, you have to go back to generations when a table sport was brought in when it was bad weather.
Yeah.
Because it used to be crochet outside with hammers and that. But if you look at the old snooker cues or billiard cues as they call them now, you know, they had like a wedge-shaped front and a very narrow shaft. But the narrow shaft was narrowed maybe 10 millimeters at the front, but it could have been 20 or 25 millimeters at the back. Right. So in a sense, the snooker cue was being created then. Right. And but it used to be outside on the lawn with bigger balls. And then somewhere along the line it rained when they took it in, and they put it on the dining table somewhere, and it started there. The French balls, billiard, you know, with the steel balls, it's virtually the same, but you do it by hand, right? So the French say, no, billiards was their game first, because they have a game over there called carambol, right? And the carambol is a big ball, like that, you know? But the cushions are in reverse, and they're playing cannons all the time. There are no pockets on that table, so you're playing a very slow shot and the ball will run because it's heavy and it's big, and it just goes on and on. You put side on that ball and it kicks off another cushion, but they're so clever, when it comes on the reverse side it kicks off a different way. And to watch that game, it's quite something.
So that kind of adapted.
So I think the amalgamation of the different sports as children and the different countries will say, well, you started this first. It was billiards here in France, or billiards in America. But in America, it was known as pool, wasn't it? Everything was pool. You got the 14 to 1, all balls are numbered. And you got the American pool, which is a 3/4 table in comparison to a full-size 12-foot table.
But thanks for taking the time out to.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Snooker, loopy, nuts are we, me and him and them and me. We'll show you what we can do with a load of balls and a snooker cue. Pop the reds then, screw back for the yellow green.